There's something about a tangible book that can't be quite replaced by a digital experience.
It's the way it feels, it's the way it smells, it's the way you turn the pages.
There's just something about holding that book in your hand and turning the pages.
Books are knowledge, books are imagination. They're a way to just learn and grow and enjoy their entertainment.
There's something about holding that object and turning the pages that there's a sensory experience to it that is really special.
Reading to me is this very earthy form of transferring information from one source to another.
I travel, I think, I fall in love with characters. Reading is my happy place.
Reading and absorbing information is one of the most important things you can do to develop yourself as a human being.
There's just, to me, nothing that beats an actual book. We're now celebrating our 150th anniversary, and with that comes obviously 150 years worth of history.
The Warren Public Library has a really rich and interesting history, and starting not on this physical footprint, but what we call today the Struthers Library Theater.
The inception of the library itself actually goes back to the 1830s, when there was a group of stakeholders within the community who felt that there was a need for a library here. They got as far as drafting a constitution, but that constitution was never signed. So it was one of those things where for like 40 years things went kind of dormant. In the early 1870s, Lenny Schofield went to Reverend Richard Rankin, and he said, I've got this whole collection of materials. There was like a whole set of congressional globes and government documents and all of these things, and he said, I really want the public to have access to these. So if I give them to you, will you essentially make them available to the public? And so from there, the Constitution was finally signed that they had drafted back in the early 1830s. It was signed on October 16th, 1873. The library itself essentially bumped around from a few different locations in town. It was at a church for a while, it was at the YMCA for a while, it was in a few different office buildings for a while, and finally, in the early 1880s, Thomas Struthers said to the people who were overlooking the library at the time, if you can get us a tract of land, I will build you the building.
Thomas Struthers and a few other local businessmen, government leaders, industrialists who felt very strongly about the importance of libraries in people's lives as resources for learning, furthering their education, entertainment, and just an aspect of quality of life, a quality of life enhancer. Not only will it house the library, it will also contain other spaces that will generate revenue to support the operations of the library.
In 1914, the Jefferson and the Wetmore's families presented another challenge to the community, telling them that if they would achieve some steady support for the library, translated into some annual tax support, that they would provide a centrally located site on behalf of the estates of Eliza Henry and Alice Wetmore Jefferson. And they would provide the land and help to erect and equip a fireproof building. So they moved forward with this, and once again the community accepted the challenge, and the property on which the library now sits was at the time where the Eliza Henry home was located.
The library was over there from 1884 until 1916 when we absolutely outgrew the room that we had over there, and that's how we got to the location that we're currently at on Market Street.
Someone else used the skis for a while. Do you see the snowman? Yeah, look, that's a good use.
The Warren Public Library is the heart of this community. It is the heart of this community in so many ways.
It's a place where everybody comes together and celebrates learning, development, positivity.
The Warren Public Library is important to this community because it provides for the needs of the people.
It's such an integral part of the community and what the community is.
It's a great place because it's one place where so many different needs can be met for the people that live around here.
It provides a place for people who have nowhere to go or don't have a lot of family to come and be part of the community.
I think that the Warren Public Library is important to the Warren community because from the very beginning, back in the 1830s, there were people here who saw a need for it. And there were people who were forward-thinking enough to know that the community needed this resource.
I've really enjoyed being part of that sense of community, something kind of bigger than yourself. You know, it's one thing to say, oh, all my childhood I came in here, I got a book, and I went home and read the book. But now it's like, oh wait, it's bigger than that. It's being a part of community outreach and sharing, you know, your love of literature with people and then having these resources here.
The Warren Public Library is a focal point for education, community service. It's a thought-leading institution, and so it's a very important organization community-wide and has been for over 150 years.
A lot of people are like, oh, it's just books, they're, you know, a dinosaur, they're outdated, they're dying off. But I would say if you walk into our library on the main floor and you just sit and watch people coming and going, we are so busy here. It's such a vibrant place.
The Warren Public Library is for everyone.
It doesn't matter your age, race, religion, nationality, your sexual orientation, your political affiliation, your education level, or your financial status. It doesn't matter what you look like or what you believe in. It doesn't matter where you live or if you have a home. None of that matters.
Going forward, the library is going to have to be constantly vigilant and aware and introspective on its place in the community.
I see the future of this library as always growing.
I don't think the libraries are ever going to go extinct. They're probably going to transform a lot.
It's really difficult to say where the library is going to be in 150 years. I know that it's still going to be here. It's just, it'll probably be completely different from what I would even imagine in my wildest dreams.
I think with libraries, we just evolve as things change.
In the future, I see us continuing to adapt to what this community needs in order to provide the best possible service.
I think libraries will be around for a long time because we just keep adapting and evolving to the changes around us.
It's what the library has always done, you know, over the decades, over 150 years.
The fact that the library is in its 150th year and celebrating that amazing milestone is a testament to how important the library is to our community. I don't think it would be here in the thriving state that it's in without that community underpinning of support and appreciation and understanding how important the library is to the health of a community on so many levels. It's an amazing testament.